But then next up in the news, a federal court just handed Donald Trump a massive win, and we need to talk about what that means moving forward, right? Because you've got a 2-1 ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals claiming it is likely that he lawfully exercised his statutory authority when he federalized Oregon's National Guard to send them into what he called war-ravaged Portland. So with this decision, they're overturning a temporary restraining order put in place by a lower court judge who was actually appointed by Trump. And you've likely seen Trump posting on social media that the deployment was needed to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. Of course, according to local and state officials, residents of Portland, and journalists on the ground, Trump's characterization was just outright false. Right? Because while protests there have gotten sometimes rowdy, with police making several arrests and at one point in the summer even declaring a riot, they've also been very small, isolated, and handled by law enforcement. I mean, you even had the assistant police chief confirming in a declaration to the court that the protests have never been so out of control that local officers couldn't respond. Writing on any given weekend, the nightlife in Portland's entertainment district has warranted greater resources than the small nightly protests in front of the ICE facility. And then also with this, you had the third judge on the appeals court panel, who was appointed by Bill Clinton, absolutely slamming her colleague's argument, saying a pot of tepid water is not a pot of boiling water and it cannot hurt you, even if it was boiling 3 hours earlier. Rather than saying, given Portland protesters' well-known penchant for wearing chicken suits, inflatable frog costumes, or nothing at all when expressing their disagreements with the methods employed by ICE, observers may be tempted to view the majority's ruling, which accepts the government's characterization of Portland as a war zone, as merely absurd.